Shree Bhagavan Vacha Bhuya eva mahabaho Trinu me paramam vachaha Yatteham priyamanaya Vakshyami hitakamyaya. Translation: The Lord said, "Listen again to my divine teachings, O mighty armed one, desiring your welfare, because you are my beloved friend. I shall reveal them to you." Let's forget the entire world and focus our thoughts at the lotus feet of Parthasarthi Sri Krishna. We are gathered here to discuss Bhagavad Gita. The word Bhagavat means God, Geet means song. So this is veritably the song of God. The Bhagavad Gita has got tremendous relevance in our Vedic scriptures because the scriptures by themselves are so vast. It's humanly impossible to read them all, comprehend them, analyze them, and reach a conclusion that they are trying to present. What to speak of humans? It is not within the purview of the Devatas. Vedasya cheshvaratmatvat tatra muhyanti surayah. Even the Devatas are confused what the Vedas are trying to say. Anantaparam gambhiram durvigahyam samudravat. The Bhagavatam says it is a samudra and therefore literally incomprehensible for this tiny intellect. Only one personality can understand the Vedas. Who is that? God Himself. Vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyo vedanta krit veda vedeva jaham. He has got 3 titles: Vedkrit, Vedvit, Vedvedya. He is the manifester of the Vedas. He is the knower of the Vedas. And through all the Vedas, He is to be known. So God is the knower of the Vedic scriptures. And if He graces any soul, by His grace, that fortunate soul can also know their import. This vast ocean is encapsulated in the Bhagavad Gita, which is the veritable Gagar में सागर. So in 700 verses, you get the essence of the Upanishads, the Shad Darshan, and the four Vedas. That is why it's enduring popularity. Now, this Gita has got another specialty to it. The words are directly spoken by God Himself. The Vedas are revered as the highest authority because the Vedas did not have a human writer. They are called Apaurusheya. No Purush has created them. If the Vedas had a human source, the question would have arisen, human beings can make mistakes. Is it possible there is a mistake there? But why scholars alike through the centuries have respected the Vedas is because they are from the divine source. And that same divine has presented the Gita as well. In these 700 verses, we have the divine words of God. The Bhagavad Gita, like the Vedas, has got 3 sections to it. What are the 3 sections of the Vedas? Kandatrayatmako Vedaha. What are the 3 sections of the Vedas? Beginning, middle and end. Karma Kand, Jnana Kand and Bhakti Kand. These are the 3 Kands of the Vedas. Karma Kand, Jnana Kand and Bhakti Kand. Interestingly, the Gita has also got its 3 sections. The first 6 chapters, they deal with karma. And 7 to 12 deal with bhakti. And 13 to 18 deal with jnana. Vedavyas has written these. How did they come in the hands of Vedavyas? When Sri Krishna spoke them to Arjuna, how did Vedavyas get these verses? Because Sanjay was the disciple of Vedavyas. And Sanjay had the siddhi, mystical ability of clairvoyance. So whatever Sri Krishna and Arjuna were speaking, Sanjay was listening and conveying to Dhritarashtra. That is why the Gita begins, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Dhritarashtra asks Sanjay on the battleground of Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? And now Sanjay sees and relates. But Sanjay is a disciple of Vedavyas. So whatever Sanjay can see, Vedavyas can also see. And Vedavyas put it down. So he is the one who wrote the conversation. And Vedavyas is also the one who wrote the Mahabharata. So which of these two came first? Mahabharata or Gita? First he wrote the Gita. And then he enshrined it in the Mahabharata. See, the text is so profound. The knowledge in it is so deep. It needs a perfect setting to bring out the profundity of that knowledge. And the Mahabharata is the perfect setting. Because there is an impending war between 2 extremely influential cousins who have such a tremendous impact on Bharatvarsh of that time that all the land was obliged to participate from one side or the other. Such a war is going to happen. And in that amazingly tense and confusing situation of turmoil, our hero Arjun, he sinks into despair. And that becomes the setting of the Gita. So Arjun asks Sri Krishna a question. Karpanya, of course, he first gives Sri Krishna his own lecture. Sri Krishna, this happens, that happens, this happens. The extent to which the human intellect goes, Arjun has thought it out. And he is unable to reach any satisfying and logical conclusion, which only increases his despair. But one good thing Arjun does. In 2.7, he surrenders to Sri Krishna. Karpanya doshopahata svabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha-cheta yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. O Sri Krishna, I am your disciple, you are my guru. Please dispel my confusion. I am surrendered unto you. Now that willingness to submit the intellect opens the door to wisdom. It always does. If you say, I have the internet for my medicines, doctor, and whatever I need, I'll get information from the internet, you are limited. But when you say that I want to go beyond my intellect, you visit the doctor, who out of their lifelong study and experience then can guide you what to do. The same is with spirituality as well. Arjun now has access to the wisdom of Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna uses Arjun's question as a little window. Arjun's question is not a moral dilemma. A moral dilemma is, should I steal or not steal? It's an ethical dilemma. An ethical dilemma is often very confusing. If your family member is sick and you need to get them to the hospital quickly, are you entitled to break the traffic rules, drive on the rider, endangering the others to save the life of your family member? Some are already saying no, Swamiji. Others are saying yes, Swamiji. That is how ethical dilemmas are. There is no straight yes, no straight no. And that was the question Arjun had before him. They are my venerable elders. And the other side is my call to duty and dharma. So Sri Krishna used that question as a window. And through the window, he not only showed Arjun the truth, he showed him the panorama of the absolute truth. And he revealed to Arjun the Supreme Brahman. That is why the Gita is called Brahma Vidya. That wisdom which reveals to us knowledge of the absolute truth. But Sri Krishna did not stop at that. He also gave Arjun practical methodologies for implementing that knowledge in his life. And that is essential. Anybody can be a Kagazi Pandit. You read a book and say, I'm a Pandit. But the point is, How much of it are you implementing? One father, mother, their son died. So they invited Panditji for the rites. And as is the tradition in Hinduism, Panditji gave a lecture from chapter 2 of the Gita, Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dahati Pavakaha. The soul cannot be cut, cannot be dried, it is eternal, immortal. So you should not lament on the death of your child. And the parent said, yes, Panditji, you are telling us very correct knowledge. We should not lament. A few days went by. Panditji had a goat. The goat died. And Panditji started lamenting. Now these parents came to know, they said, Panditji, the other day you told us not to lament for our child. Why are you lamenting for your goat? He said, the child was yours, but the goat was mine. So the knowledge was theoretical. It becomes useful when you are able to put it to practice. And that requires methodologies. Those methodologies are called yoga. Spiritual practices, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, hatha yoga, bhakti yoga. So these are the methodologies. And the ultimate goal is also yoga. Yoga has two meanings. One is the ultimate union with God. That is yoga. And the path leading to that union is also yoga. So the Bhagavad Gita, apart from being the Brahma Vidya, it is also the Yoga Shastra. It's paramount importance. Although the Upanishads are sacrosanct as a part of the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita is called the Gita-Upanishad. It is respected literally like the fifth Veda. And Ved Vyas, he has title because Sri Krishna did not say, Arjun, my first chapter is Arjun Vishad Yoga, etc. These titles are provided by Ved Vyas. He has aptly named every chapter as Yoga. The first one, Arjun is in despair. And Vedvyas says, Arjun Vishad Yoga. That despair will be the launching pad for yoga. How do people come to spirituality? Through fund of knowledge? Those are a few. The majority, when Maya Devi beats them, then they say this world has got Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. I think what Swamiji was saying, there is a God, that must be true. So Arjun's Vishad, when the pot of misery becomes too big and then it finally breaks, it becomes a tremendous grace upon the soul. It is the point of transformation in life. And that is what happened to Arjun. He is now a ready and receptive student. So the conversation begins. For the purpose of this series, I have chosen a chapter called Vibhuti Yoga. So at the end of the 9th chapter, which is Raja Vidya Yoga, Yoga through the king of sciences. In the last verse, 9.34, Sri Krishna tells Arjun, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namuskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Look, Arjun, become my devotee. Worship me. Remember me with love. and you will definitely attain me. Of this there is no doubt. So he ended this chapter with the instruction to cultivate devotion. And the next chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, he speaks it to nurture Arjun's love, bhakti in his heart. And that is the one we have chosen for these 7 days. So Sri Krishna is saying, look Arjun, I am going to tell you something very special, which I don't tell to everybody. It's a private matter. I am telling you because you are eligible for it. Knowledge requires eligibility. Not every truth can be revealed in every audience. We think knowledge is always auspicious, so we should boldly tell the truth everywhere. But that is not the case. Knowledge also requires a qualification.